Welcome to Illuminati Silver. We tell you the truth about silver. Today is Thursday, the 1st of December 2022, and these past 24 hours have seen gold and silver prices surge. Why? Let's take a look. In our weekly update published last Saturday, we stated, so next week could see some significant turbulence depending on the data being announced. Technically, if we can see gold break above the 200-day EMA, gold could quite easily sail upwards and beyond $1,800, which incidentally it has now done. And we stated that silver faces significant resistance at 22 and certainly at $22.50. But if this is breached, then $25 is not impossible before the end of the year. Well, it's currently above $22.50. And we're now waiting to see if gold and silver both hold. And if they do, then we could see some more fireworks in the weeks ahead. Now, what has driven the market has been Fed Chair Jerome Powell's comments yesterday, Wednesday, almost but not quite guaranteeing that future Fed rate hikes will be smaller than previous, which fits in with our prediction of a little while ago, in fact, that December's rate hike is more likely to be 0.5% than 0.75%, though some economists believe it could be as low as 0.25%. If they're right and we're wrong, and it's not 0.5%, then the dollar will fall further from its fall of over 1 point, which it has fallen today. Now, these were Powell's exact comments, quote, "Thus, it makes sense to moderate the pace of our rate increases as we approach the level of restraint that will be sufficient to bring inflation down. The time for moderating the pace of rate increases may come as soon as the December meeting." Well, if we add to that the economic data announced this week, let's have a look at as to what that is. Okay, this week already we have had some quite critical economic data. On Tuesday, we could see the Consumer Confidence Index was actually doing quite well at 100.2, slightly higher than expectations. But what has started to move markets has been a mixture of what Fed Chair Jerome Powell has said, plus the economic data that has come out. The ADP employment report, for example, for November, has shown an increase in jobs of 127,000. This was against 239,000 in October and expectations of 190. This is giving an indication, potentially, that the jobs market is declining, and therefore, or at least the growth, I should say, in employment is declining, and therefore the Fed's rate hikes seem to be working. We also have, on the same day, job openings at 10.3 million compared with 10.7. And then today, the all-important PCE index. And that has come out for October at 0.3%, equivalent to the previous month. Does that suggest perhaps inflation has now stalled? Well, if we look at the core CPI, it's actually gone down. It's gone down from 0.5% in September to 0.2% in October. And although the markets were expecting a decline, they were expecting 0.3%. It is suggesting that the Fed rate hikes are beginning to work. And if we look then at the year-on-year PCE, we can see it's come down from 6.2 to 6, and the core PCE year-on-year has come down from 5.1 to 5. ISM Manufacturing Index has come in at 49%, slightly worse than anticipated, whereas the S&P Manufacturing PMI was slightly higher. Now, tomorrow we have the non-farm payrolls, and the expectations are that we expect a similar decline in non-farm payrolls as a percentage as we saw in the ADP report. Whether that will happen, we'll wait and find out. However, what has occurred as a result of all of this, and we can see it just today, over the last 24 hours, the dollar price of silver has risen over at $1.06. And if we look at gold, we can see here that it's gone up over the last, just this day, $50. So if we compare that on a week basis, in other words, from the close on Friday, we can see that we are approximately $47 up for gold, and for silver have moved from $21.64 to $22.72. That's $1.08 if my maths is correct. Now, we did make these sorts of predictions depending on the figures last weekend in our weekly update, which wasn't actually viewed by that many people, surprisingly. However, it is suggesting that we are now going to move into December with a degree of gold and silver strength. Why? Because the US dollar has declined. Just in the last 24 hours, it's gone down 1.14 points to 104.8. As we can see, this data reinforces Powell's comments and suggests, at least so far, that the Fed's interest rate rises appear to be working. Now a word of caution. We're not out of the woods yet, and to quote Shakespeare, one swallow does not a summer make, but there are indeed encouraging signs. Now we await the non-farm payrolls tomorrow, and the crucial date really will be the FOMC meeting on the 14th of December. But until then, we will see quite a lot of excitement in the gold and silver markets. Where are we going from here? Well, we only have one day left of this week, and we're still comfortable that both gold and silver will lie or close within the predictive ranges we made last weekend. And if you don't know what they were, then we suggest you listen to that video. What do we think will happen this coming week? Well, tune in to our weekly update on Saturday and Sunday to find out. Meanwhile, enjoy the excitement. What do you think? Do share your thoughts. Thank you so much for listening. If you haven't already done so, please subscribe to our channel, not forgetting to press the bell sign so you're notified of our videos as and when they are published. Illuminati silver owners come from a background of banking, international wealth management and economics. Having now retired from these worlds, we are not qualified to give investment advice. Therefore, this and other productions must not be deemed to be giving such advice and merely represent the personal views of its owners.